Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today, I am going to be talking about the top 3 things that I have applied in my life that kept me from completely and utterly losing myself after having a baby. When you become a parent, there are no blueprints, meaning you may have examples from like family and friends and things like that, but there's no like one book that tells you exactly what you need to be doing. And even if you do read, because there are a lot of books in the market and you do read these books, every child is different, every person is different, every situation is different. So no matter how much knowledge you gain and insight you get, there are still like major key things that you have to pretty much figure out on your own. And that was definitely my story. As you guys know, I have a toddler. He's 2 years old, just turned 2 a couple of months ago. And this is my first child. I will be 37. And before I had the baby, you know, my husband and I traveled a lot. We are entrepreneurs, just kind of had our time to ourselves. So when I had the baby, what I tried to do, one of the first mistakes I think that I tried to do was I tried to continue life as usual and just kind of integrate the baby, right? And some people will argue that that's exactly what you need to do. But for me, that almost kind of drove me crazy. And I'm going to explain why. So let's go ahead and hop right into these steps. Step 1, be gentle with yourself. I had no idea, none, what my body was going to go through after I had a baby. I didn't realize the magnitude of what having a baby really means, like what goes on in your body, like not just when you're pregnant, but like once you give birth, like what really happens to you, you know, physically, mentally, ladies, mentally. There's a lot that goes on, you know, with your body. Hormones are raging. It's so much. And so being an entrepreneur in the business that, you know, we were running when I had my baby, I really didn't take off the proper time that I needed. I underestimated the time that I might have needed to recoup from having a baby. And I was pretty hard on myself because I felt like I should have been able to bounce back quicker. I felt like my body should have bounced back. I felt like I should have been able to get into my routine. I should have been able to put the baby in a routine really quickly. And, you know, I was being lazy. What was wrong with me? I was sleepy all the time. I did not know, you know, and being a nursing mom, I did not know. I mean, nursing in itself makes you sleepy, you know what I mean? And pumping and everything that comes along with that. And you're drained, you're mentally drained, you're physically drained. And I just wasn't very gentle on myself. I wasn't very forgiving. And it took me, I mean, it hasn't been that long ago that I really decided, Achie, just relax and be gentle on yourself. Number 2, simplify your life. I have had to learn the very rough way that there are truly only a few things in life that are very necessary. And I was just doing too much. I'm going to do another video on the result of that and what happened to me, but I'm not going to get into that during this video. But I just had so much going on. And when I took inventory of it, all those things weren't necessary. Like I was in this organization, I was in this club, I was leading this, I was doing this, I was going here, I was going there. It's like, are all these things necessary? Like these things may be good, but are these things right for you and your family and where you are right now? Before you had the baby, these things were marvelous and noble and, you know, philanthropic and just, you know, it was great. You have a baby now. A new baby, you're learning. I'm not saying you'll never be able to get back into those things, but instead of me really making space for our baby, I just tried to smush him in everything that I had going on. And so when things didn't quite go the way they needed to go, I would get frustrated. So it's like every day I would be frustrated because I didn't get this done, I didn't get that done. And that's another thing. reduce the to-do list. Okay, I am a to-do list connoisseur. I have to-do lists all over the place, but for me, I have to get things off of my brain and onto paper so it can kind of release the space in my brain. Because if not, my brain is cluttered of, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, and I'm trying to remember all the things I need to do. And if I forget one, or I feel like one slipped off my brain, I'm like, oh my God, what was it? And it's a mess. Okay, it's just a mess. So reduce your to-do list, make your life simple. Meaning, if you can outsource anything, if you can afford to outsource maybe getting your house cleaned or someone to come over and help you organize, declutter, like whatever it is that you can get help with, even if it's once a month, once every other week, once a week, whatever you can do, look at your budget and really prioritize it, because it is so helpful. It can take a level of stress off of you. And when you are not stressed, that means you're not passing that energy to your baby. So make your life simple. Number 3, live life, have fun. That seems very simple. But when you are not being gentle with yourself, not forgiving with yourself, 25,000 things on your to-do list, so many tasks that you need to be taken care of, you're not thinking about going out and having fun with your new baby and with your husband or your significant other. You're not thinking about that. You're just bombarded with what needs to be done. And life can pass by. As a new mom, you can be tempted to stay in the house all the time. In the beginning, it felt like I was trapped in my bedroom, and then I finally was able to move to the living room. So, okay, then I became trapped in the living room, and then I'm learning this whole nursing thing and literally trapped in the nursery. Literally, it was nights that I slept in the nursing chair, just nursing all night. Like, it was a disaster. I just didn't know what I didn't know, and I read tons of books, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna try this method, try this method, try this method, try this method, and I ended up kind of putting a few things together, you know, from a few different sources that worked for me that I had to kind of craft on my own. But I didn't want to leave the house. I felt horrible. I felt like I looked horrible. I felt like it was just too much work to get the baby dressed and leave. So we would only leave like when he had doctor's appointments. And I said, you know what? It is healthy for us to go outside. It's healthy for me to be outside. It's healthy for the baby to be outside. It's healthy for, you know, my husband to be. It's just healthy for us to be out and about. It could be running errands. It could be taking a walk around the neighborhood. So I had to start, you know, going for walks in the morning. Again, these things may seem simple, but when you are a new mom and you don't implement any of these things, you can drive yourself mad. And you don't know that it's a few simple tweaks that needs to be made, a few simple things that you can implement that can make life easier for you, make life happier for you. And, you know, that affects the mood of the baby. It affects the mood and the atmosphere of the whole home. So if you have a new baby, if you are pregnant, you know, for the first time or even the second or third time, I only have one, but I've heard that if there's a gap in between your children, sometimes you forget, so you have to be reminded. Or if you desire to have children, I encourage you to go ahead and start making room now. You know, it will cut down on the frustration, it will cut down on the irritation, and it would just be a happier and a joyous occasion. There will still be times where you don't feel your best, but overall, those small changes can make remarkable differences as a new mom in your life. So I hope those helped. Please comment below. Let me know if you have any questions or if you're planning to implement any of those into your life. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.